Howdy, folks. Welcome to my Retro Media Room. Today, it's time to bring to a close my top 10 most valuable games lists with my top 10 most valuable games, period, from my whole collection, from every console. Now, I'm going to exclude consoles because I do have some consoles that are worth a pretty good amount of money, but this is about individual games, and I'm going to also go ahead and exclude any big, crazy, uber elaborate box collector's sets and stuff. Like my Doom Eternal box set, I'm not going to include that. And I'm also, even though it was in a previous top 10, because on my Xbox video, I'm going to exclude Steel Battalion. If you want to see what I did cover of that, check out that video, and I'm going to cover it further down the road. But for now, I'm going to exclude it here. I want these just to be more of just traditional standard releases of games, right? And starting at number 10 here, we have Dragon Force on the Sega Saturn. Still haven't played this game. This is a game I will certainly fire up and review and check out gameplay on a video here in the near future, because it is a game that needs to be played. It looks really cool. Critics praised it. And, well, clearly it's valuable and highly sought after by Saturn collectors. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy to have this, and I'm very happy that I have such a good, clean copy here, and I look forward to playing it someday. All right, and at number 9, we have Doom Custom PlayStation Edition, the black labeled jewel case version specifically. So all the variations of Doom are worth something. The long boxes are worth a pretty decent deal. Even the greatest hits is okay, like 20 to 30 bucks. But this one it was kind of a sweet spot for. There's not very many of them around, and it's hard to find, and it's a classic game. Now, I love this is my favorite old school console port of Doom, because the PlayStation version was unique because it had they added lighting effects to it. It's like reds and blues and different stuff that give extra atmosphere. And instead of it having metal and rock music, it has more atmospheric, darker, scarier music, and the sound effects of the monsters and the guns are darker sounding and different. That's where Doom 64 got its music and sound effects from, or its style of music. It's a new soundtrack, but it got its style from Aubrey Hodges. Aubrey Hodges did console ports of Quake and this Doom 64 and so on. So it gave Doom more of a horror feel than it originally had. And so it's very interesting. I love this port. They crammed a lot of Doom 1 and 2 kind of into one game. And it's really awesome. I love this version of Doom, and it plays great. It's got a good frame rate. Highly recommend it if you want to play kind of a unique version of Doom. All right. And at number 8, we have Chrono Trigger. So, fun fact, this is of course, Gaming Relics custom case. If this copy was a complete copy, not just the booklet and the cartridge, this would be the most valuable game in my entire collection if I had the box. But since I don't have the box, that puts this at where it's at here on this list. So pretty interesting, huh? I mean, that shows you how much of a difference just the box completing a game for what a game like this can make. Just that. This would be my holiest of holy grail if I had the box for this. So bear that in mind, right, when you're looking out for stuff. Okay, and at number 7, we have Bases Loaded on the NES. So the reason that this game is at number 7 here, not because it's particularly that rare. The game itself is not particularly rare. It's because it's a factory sealed copy. So this is the only factory sealed NES game that I have. And even though the game itself, with just the cartridge or the booklet, or even complete with the box, it's worth far less. But not any factory sealed NES game, but most of them, or many of them, are going to be worth a pretty penny. And yeah, so the fact that this is my one and only authentically factory sealed NES game. I mean, you can even see the store hanger tab here. So yeah, this is much more than what I paid for it when I bought it. I paid like $50 for it just because I thought it'd be cool to have a sealed NES game and keep it that way. And it's shot up in value since then. They're becoming more scarce, and I have my playable copy, so I don't need to open it. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it this way as a nice collectible. It's really just to preserve history unopened history of a Nintendo game like this. So very cool. A good game too, by the way. It's a fun baseball game. Good, you know, it has real voices and sounds. It actually does. It's a cool game. I recommend it. Okay, and number 6, we have Persona Revelations. So I haven't played this game very much. I played it a little bit. It's a little different. You know, it's not for everybody. At least the first one. Of course, the inside here. It's a one disc game, but because it's got a pretty hefty booklet, you know, it's better than they made it where it was better for it to fit in the front here, like a second disc, and then you just got the PlayStation emblem on this side as a placeholder. And so these are collectible, these themselves. You got the disc. So there's Persona fans that love this game. Some admit that it's rough around the edges for its time, but it was unique of its time. Critics were a little mixed on it at the time, but obviously it's got a cult following now. But it was the second one that I really wanted to play, and that's really more popular, even more than this one. But this one still has a lot of relevance right now, so people really want this, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. Okay, and at number 5, we have Siberia Collection. So so I was really looking closely at this because it seemed almost too good to be true. That I'm like, how is it that this game, this PlayStation 3 game that I paid $30 for years ago off Amazon, is worth what it is now? And I can't, I've not been able to disprove anything about this copy. So it's simply a first run line of a game. When it first came out, it's got, you know, the fact it has the booklet, and the Adventure Company Nordic Games division is right here, and that it's not that I showed before that it's there's a later version of it that's a reprint of it that's from THQ Nordic that they moved the labels around. They have THQ Nordic down here at the bottom, so it's clearly a different version of it that they released later. That's not worth a whole lot. It's worth like maybe $40, but this first line of them just skyrocketed in value and rarity. And I just happened to be one who just got it, not thinking about it. I was like, oh, cool, Siberia Collection, I'll buy it. You know, so I've never played them, so I'll have the whole trilogy, and boom, that's all I did. So yeah, I've never been able to debunk that this is somehow not worth what it says it is. It is clearly a first run copy, and yeah, very glad I have it. Again, at number 4, we have a Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. So now I was looking closely at the fact that this is a complete copy, but the fact that it has the for display only. This is a for display only box that they had for retail stores. Now, so I was looking up sold listings of recently, and I saw multiple times this sold just the box for $200. So just for the sake of argument, just for the sake of, you know, I don't want to overvalue it, but I'm not going to undervalue it. Clearly, the 4 display only boxes are worth about the same, if not more, but we'll just say the same as authentic standard boxes. So clearly, based off that, this easily falls under the criteria of being a complete copy of the game, even though it's for display only. But the fact that they're selling for around $200 each, yeah, that's close. That's going to be close enough, right? So fair enough. This is as valuable with this box as it is with the standard box at the moment. Now, if that changes down the line somewhat, maybe, sure. But for now, it does fit. So you got the game, duster case, insert, booklet. I need to play this game. I mean, there's obviously the remake on Switch, which is, you know, modern-wise a better way to play it. But I kind of want to play this original version. Never did originally, so it'll be very interesting to check out. So yeah, Mario RPG. Okay, and at number 3, mentioned a moment ago, we got Persona 2. So yeah, I actually do want to. This is the Persona I want to play the most because I've never really fully played a Persona game, and this is the one I want to play. It just the PlayStation 1 era of it, the graphics style. I think all of it just fits better for me than the modern one. So this one I'm certainly wanting to play, and I will play, and I'll probably even play it, talk about it, show gameplay on the channel or something, since I've never played it. because that is something I want to do, is review games I've never played, feature it on the channel, do like kind of mini reviews, early impressions of games, and show gameplay and talk about them. So yeah, Persona 2, very popular, huge cult following. Persona fans, they love Persona, and yeah, I admire the passion. Okay, and at number 2, we have Haunting Ground. So this is another game that I want to play, feature on the channel, show gameplay, and do a first impressions review of, because I've never played it. But I love Clock Tower, and this has got some kind of spiritual successor vibes to it from Clock Tower. Clearly, there were guys that like Clock Tower at Capcom that had a hand in this, so there's some inspirations there. So yeah, I want to play this game, and this took some work to get a hold of. But it was the one I was the most interested in out of the coveted 3, the original coveted 3 on PS2. And finally, at number 1, we have Zenos Saga Episode 3, specifically with the 3D card inserted into the front here. That's what gives this its extra value. Now the game itself, with everything else included, it's still valuable for sure. But it's the 3D card in the front that's just simply in between the plastic and the standard artwork right here on the front. It's just simply slid into there. That's what gives this its more than normal value. So I'm very fortunate that I have this. The guy who sold it to me years ago, neither one of us knew it was going to be relevant or that relevant. I just thought it was cool. I'm like, oh wow, this is a unique version. So I'm glad I have this one. And it shot up in value that I never expected at this level. So very cool. And I need to play the game. I need to play a second one, 1, 2, and 3. Really, I need to finish 1, play 2, then 3. So yeah, that was my top 10 most valuable games from across my entire collection. I have like nearly 3,000 games. So these top a pretty hefty amount of games that I have here, which vary anywhere from a couple dollars to all the way up to these. So I'm very happy that I have them, and I want to play a lot of them. So if you all like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm still on the road to monetization, and I would love to start having members where I can have polls on what to play and do reviews of and talk about. And there's all sorts of stuff I'm going to want to try to do. Maybe even streaming every now and then. We'll see how that goes. So just playing it by ear, trying to get monetized and try to build a little community. So, all right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.